So 12 of us from Wheelchairs of Hope, 12 volunteers, went to Myanmar the end of January. And one of the things we did was sit in a bus for many hours in the Yangon traffic as we went to deliver the various chairs and see recipients who had received chairs a year and a half ago. On one of these trips, when the traffic seemed particularly bad, one of the most devout Buddhist ladies amongst the volunteers plopped herself down right next to one of the most fervent Christian ladies on the trip. And while they sat there in traffic and talked about various things, at one point, the Buddhist lady turned to the Christian lady and said, "So tell me, what is it that Christianity does for you? What benefit do you have?" And this is the story the Christian lady told her. She said, "When I was a little girl, I left the house to go do something, and when I came back, my house had burnt down. My little sister, had died, and my father, when he realized my little sister was still in the burning house, he ran back in to try and save her. And when I got back home, I had lost my father, who I adored, and my little sister, and there stood my mother, totally unscathed. And she says, my hatred for my mother, that she would do nothing to help her husband and her daughter. She says, for 20 years, I despised my mother and wanted nothing to do with her. She says, my friends and family, when I talked to them about the incident, they would just say, you must have terrible karma. What you did in your past life, we can't imagine. You probably deserve this. And this lady said she became the most bitter, ugly person. And she said, when I met Jesus, that changed. That Jesus would forgive me just the way I was, that he would love me and accept me and want me for his own. She said, through Jesus' forgiveness, I learned to forgive my mother. And she says, now I've got a great relationship with my mother. I'm forgiven. I'm able to forgive. I'm no longer that bitter person. That's what Jesus did for me.